Hey buddy, and welcome. So I wanted to run you guys through on how to get to latency and keep latency, and also be able to have normal branch and swipe back and forth without having to re-download the normal branch or latency or development branch and all that good stuff. So here we go. So all you have to do is go into your Steam and you go into your view game library, which I'm right here at the moment. So you can see I have all three, Sorian and such. You right click your main aisle, which will be the aisle normal branch. If it's in development, it'll say development branch. If it's in latency, it'll say latency. But right now, when it's in normal branch, it'll be in the aisle. It'll just say this. And so you right click, you go into properties just like you're going to beta, development branch and all that stuff. You go into here, you go to latency previous branch, previous stable branch, which will take you to version 1.28. You click that and it'll start you out and through the branch. So say update required and all that stuff, and it'll start downloading the previous branch. I don't need to do that right now because I already have the old version download. You just wait for that to download to the latency branch, and once that's downloaded, then you get off from here, close this, shut this down. You open your common files in your Steam apps, and you'll see your main aisle right here. This will be the main aisle where you'll be in latency branch at the moment. You right click it, you click copy, and then you click paste right in the same exact spot. You just click paste right in there, and it'll open this and start downloading. And as you can see, it has the aisle copy now. So once it's done downloading, I'll show you another step. Bam! And it should be done in any second now. And there we go. Okay, so it's the aisle copy now. You click it once, or somehow you click it to change the name, and you just change the copy into latency. I'm going to change it with 2 Y's because I'm not keeping it. And then you double click, you go into here, you go into the aisle, binaries, Windows 46, you copy the aisle, Win46 shipping, you right click it, you go to send to desktop shortcut. That'll put it on your desktop right here, like on your sidebar or such forth, and that will make it so you don't have to keep on going into the folder and jazz like that. You cannot run it through this mode when you go into latency because it'll say it can't find the file and all that jazz. So you have to run it through the folder application ability. So you have to use this, including that when you go off of latency to normal branch with the main folder, this play button or the main icon that's on your desktop at the current moment is only built to run through the Steam application system. So when you click that icon, it actually boots up Steam and it runs through this play button instead of actually running through the application system. Now, you really don't need to require to do this, but I'll show you that in a second. So you just basically go to here, make sure this has a desktop shortcut, rename it to the aisle latency so you know the difference between the standard the aisle steam jumper and the standard latency jumper. So once you have that, this is complete, everything's done. You just go back into your games, you go back to the mains, the aisle version, which is currently in latency mode. You turn this back to normal mode, click none, opt out of all beta programs and all that jazz, and it'll reset and it'll re-download the normal branch. Once you're done with that, you can copy the normal branch. Say if there's development branch being currently patched up and all that jazz, and the normal branch is not being focused on, you can copy the normal branch, exactly the same as this process, and then you can jump up the normal aisle, the aisle into development branch. Keep the Steam aisle as development because that will make the Steam process automatically update every time you turn it on, because the latency doesn't update via Steam. You have to do that from backslashing all that jazz, and the normal branch won't do the same thing. So as long as these two are not being patched, they don't be changed. So these can be ran left and right. But yeah, after you do that, there you go. So you have latency branch and you have normal branch. All you have to do is just do the same process. I'm going to delete this because I don't need this secondary. Now, if you want, I don't really think you need to, but you can add a non-Steam game, which would be these two, latency, normal branch. You just go to browse, and then you would pick you go to the comma files, and then you would pick the file, the Win64 and all that jazz from inside the folder area, and then you just copy that and post it in here. But you really don't need to add that. I add the two programs into Steam, but yeah. So after that's done, the latency server system will work, and I'll show you that pop up in a second. So I'm going to shut that down and take you guys on, where is it? So it's on that's on my wrong screen at the moment. Okay, so here we go. So I'm gonna start latency now. It's gonna pop up on my main screen. Oh. And here you go. It runs fully well and everything works. You'll have all the settings similar to your other previous games, so if you change these settings to your previous generation of your other aisles, it'll pretty much identical clone itself. But yeah. So go back. So you got the nice smooth old version start screen. It says the version 1.284639 version. It'll say development in the bottom right corner, but that always does that when you have the main aisle in different coding. So you go into play. And you can see other aisle versions right here. And there is actually two other versions of the aisles currently on region 2 at the moment. There are two servers, but they're not in this function at the moment. Where is it? So there's one that's on 1.91885 Canada Plains. That's too old for this version. And then there's one at the way bottom, region 2. This one's right before they upgrade to 37. So it's got 0.134.0. So you still can't join any of these servers. Like, if I join one of these, it'll just sort of sit there and just say, it won't really do anything. So you have to join a normal version server. But you're able to play this. I mean, if I go to host, in-game hosting, region 2, sandbox, you have private, database, AI, growth. That's a little weird. I don't know why it dropped me as a trial. Especially the new version trial. What the heck? Why am I on a trial? So I have the old crouch and all that jazz. I don't know why it dropped me in as the new model trial. It's weird. So, some of the other unique features of also backslashing to the latency version is that there are some characteristics of the normal full version of the game actually backdrafting into the latency, so you do get the newer scent system of the footprint tracking. You don't get the smell bushes or anything because obviously that doesn't work with this, and the plant eating and such forth is not is not bush related. This actually has the old model eating ability, so you do have the flower eating and all that jazz. But I'll show you the scent tracking. It's not Q, it's actually J, and you can see the scent tracking is on par. And it's really nice. Especially at nighttime, you can see these really great. And it tracks the footprints compared to the newer version where they made the tracking for the footprints like total crap. Like, I don't know why, but they just basically had it where, oh, the footprints don't track, like every foot doesn't actually make a print, so it doesn't track correctly. Oh, I'm at Spawn Lake. Let's go to Spawn Lake. And we still get crouch and everything. We get all the good fun stuff. And you get all the... You sort of get all the new model animation effects. So you got the arm throw and all that jazz. The Galley's kick is still pretty awesome. And here's the eating. So instead of like click 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 eating, it actually has a eating animation, so you can't actually move when you're eating. So see, I'm trying to move. Now move. So it's a slower process, which is actually nice. It definitely makes the carnivore eating ability a lot more smoother on the old version. And I'll show you what I mean when I get to the water, because this is basically how a the carnivore would eat in its animation effect. So I'm going to push E and you'll see what I mean. See how much water just shot up from one E button push. It's much more fluid, it's much more easier to drink and eat. You don't need to hold down and break your finger for a couple hours just to eat or drink compared to the new stuff. Just one simple click, does an animation, slowly fills up your food reservoir or water reservoir, and just it's so much better. I don't know why they ditched all that stuff. I mean, it does make the herbivores gathering bushes and all that jazz a lot more crappy, but it makes plenty of sense for the carnivores. I mean, it's huge. And the graphics, I mean, the olden day graphics are just amazing. The reflection, the shadowing. I mean, I have everything on Cinematic and I'm not having any problems. I'll even unplug my laptop, which actually, since it's a Max Q design laptop, it actually drops my performance of my GPU down to 40%. Versus 100 when it's plugged in, so it actually will drop some of my frames performance if I unplug stuff. I mean, not unplug stuff, but unplug my power ability. Try and preserve power. Should fix itself in a second. I guess not. So, my frames are actually dropped by a massively lot. So, I'll turn stuff on low. Oops. No, I want to keep that on cinematic. Shadows, effects, textures. Boom. And drop this down to 70. And there we go. It's actually running a lot smoother now. So there's no shadow effect anymore, as you can see on the bottom of me. But it runs way much smoother than the newer game version. And look, we still have the beautiful reflection of the water. The water hasn't changed. The effects on the water ability itself, it's really nice. I mean, there's that funny little head glitch that they were talking about that was being stupid, where the head will bobble up and down crazily when you had your head like literally low on the water. In the bushes you can actually hide in and actually be invisible. It's just like nobody can see me. Go in these bushes instead. Like nobody sees me. Peekaboo. 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 Boo. Hello. Bye. Hello. Bye. Hello. Bye. and just zoom out. Whee! Down low, up high. Down low, up high. Oops, wrong button. Oh my goodness. That's like way too fast. Oh, I didn't know that, but I can still kick while leg broken. That's interesting. Actually, I'm going to see if that's actually true. I'm going to jump off something and get leg broken. Hopefully this doesn't kill me. Ah! Oh yeah, I still actually can kick while leg broken. Interesting. Compared to the new galley. Well, not the new galley, but the update galleys. Is once they're leg broken, they can't really kick. So that's a nice advantage. So now I'm going to plug this back in, put it on high performance. Change everything back to cinematic. And there we go. And the nighttime on this, you can't use the gamma trick, so it makes it very nice, and especially since the nighttime is more realistic, where if you're using the inability, yeah, I know everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, my eyes!" Well, it's because it's daytime, obviously, but the night vision is the old school night vision, where basically it uses the UV effect. Some animals have the ability to see UV light, and the moon reflects the UV light from the sun, and that the moonlight shines down onto the earth, and since the UVs from the sun is being bounced from the moon to the earth, but not as high density as the sun does, the UV light from the moon is the same effect as moon light itself. So as people, we don't really see it. We only see the pure light of the moon itself. But for animals, the light is actually intensified by, I'd say, 50 times. Well, not 50 times. I would say a lot more brighter than normal. I don't know how it times it wise, maybe 10 times. So, in this game, the UV light from the moon ray, when you have the night vision on, is actually a lot more brighter. So you can actually see everything around when the moon's up. But when there's no moon around such areas, like inside of trees or behind a mountain, it's all pitch black. So that's sort of the effect you get, which is actually nice. It's much more smoother. I mean, it's hard for some people to play on, but it's really a great feature for the Isle. And your head does still turn, as you can see. My head's still turning in the direction that I'm looking. And it still goes up and down. Up and down look just the same as the new update has. But when you turn your head backwards, it looks in the opposite direction that you're looking at. Sometimes. Like some creatures will look the opposite way that you're actually looking from. or if you look in slight motion, your head will sort of bounce back and forth, as you can see. And there, my legs aren't broken anymore. Yay! I can run around and kick everybody's faces in! Or I could disappear in a cloud! And then appear out of nowhere. Disappear. Appear out of nowhere. Disappear. So there you guys have it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys back on Latency, because I'd really love to play this with a lot more people. Kind of gets boring playing alone, and as you saw, I did activate AI, but of course there's still no AI, so even if it's activated, sadly does nothing. But it's still great to play. So, see you guys later, and peace out.